Yo, what up, man? You won't believe who we got in the stool, man. For the first time ever, we got Stogie T, people. What are you telling the people in this interview?
I'm saying, look, everything you want to know, anything you want to know, just holler, you know?
All right.
You can ask me anything.
Anything.
I'm giving you permission.
Anything. Untamed. Unlocked. Click on subscribe. Yo, man, finally we got you in the building. How you been, though?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. You know, I have an engineer who works with me. It's always like, yo, bro, when you gonna pay them a visit, bro? They show you so much love.
Yeah.
Sabby, yo, they should, dude. Like I'm like, yo, I don't know, I don't be knowing these things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't be knowing, but like, yo,
we show a lot of love.
I appreciate that, man, and you know, it's a pleasure being here, man.
How you been, though?
I've been good. You know, I'm like, you know, reborn.
I like that.
Tell us
What do
more.
you mean, reborn? I mean, you know, when I'm out there in the streets, you know, people are like in the streets. People are like, yo, Stogie, it's Stogie, it's Stogie, you know. So it's like, oh wow. So you know, it's like they don't even know the other name, which is good.
Now let's take it way back, right? Most of us were introduced to you as Tumi from the Volume.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's the band you used to work with.
That's it.
And I guess now you decide to venture into a solo career.
Yeah.
And you drop the Tumi. How did this decision come about in terms of the brand rebranding and restructuring? How we knew you as Tumi to now becoming Stogie T, and the name itself, how did it come about?
Yeah, I'm an artist, you know. I felt like there's stuff that I hadn't done as an artist. You know what I mean? Like there's certain places I didn't go to, and I felt like, you know, if I did certain things musically with that name, it would disadvantage me, because that name has such a legacy, and people would immediately go, no, Marasi Tumi, oh man,
Yeah.
this is not Tumi sound, you know. So I felt like, to be more deliberate, I'm gonna do it with a new name.
The fact that you're Tumi or you're Stogie, I feel, wouldn't this have been a continuation of who Tumi was and who Tumi is right now?
Look, I mean, it's my mother's name. My mom gave me the name, so I'm still that guy. But I feel like, you know, there's somewhere else I wanted to go, you know. And also, guys, I'm not the same person who came in at 21 in the game. You know what I mean? It's been a while, and in that period, things have changed. You know what I mean? For me, in the game, you know, my outlook on the world, you know. So the main difference is, you know, between like what people would say T from the V and Stogie, is that, you know, in my music with Tumi, I would talk about how I wish the world would be. I was a bit more idealistic. With Stogie T, I want to tell you how it is. I want to be a repository of this now that we live in. So I want to tell you about my mom, who was a soldier and struggled and sacrificed, but I also want to tell you about these bad ones, you know, who are like, you know, ravaging us, you know what I mean?
Oh,
yeah.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Good advice.
Yeah, so, you know, I feel like I want to encompass it all, and, you know, to properly show respect to my craft, to
Still
my
a lyricist, though. Still a lyricist.
Drop with the name change, right?
I'm sorry.
Alright, cool, man. Let's drop this one. It's currently one of the singles that we're spinning right here on the radio. The video is actually quite dope, man. Teaming up with MT on this record. It's called By Any Means, and Young is also on this joint. Yeah, turn it all the way up.
Been trapping, it's been happening. Now we stacking on weed rappers. Talk is a tic tac when you speak. Yeah, I'm getting paid every week. Yeah, making your money. I'm good, I ain't put all this work in the stay in the hood. I ain't come all this way just to play what you do. At the end of the day, got your bay in the mood.
Following Stogie T hanging out with MT on this joint. Young also on this one. It's called By Any Means on the Wire, taking us close to the first installment of your sports. Do you support soccer? What sports do you follow?
Yo, Arsenal to the death of me.
Soccer.
And yeah, and basketball, little
I can tell,
ball,
actually. I was about to ask him.
Yeah, no, Premier League, bro.
Did you play any sports growing up?
B-ball, man.
You B-ball?
Yeah, yo, don't let me pull out the old Jordys and show you some things, bro.
What was your position? I used to be a point guard at some point, and then I became the big guy.
Yeah, power forward, yeah, power forward, yeah.
And you? What was your position?
Power forward, that was me.
Power forward,
yeah, you know. I mean, you know, I had point guard handles, but definitely power forward.
Nice. Alright, we're 18 minutes away before we get to the top of the hour. Still hanging out with an OG in the building, Stogie T, Tumi Molekane. Would you consider yourself an OG though? pushing it to legend status?
I mean, I suppose in the hip hop space, yeah. But you know, it's you know, when you look at, you know, the late Ray period and the kind of like, you know, the response his death had, you go, that's a real legend.
Yeah.
You know, it's not the same.
Well, remember also our hip hop is it's a niche. It's new. Also.
Yeah, it's really new. Yeah, it's young. So yeah, I mean, you know, I think in time, and also I think the retirement age for rap is like kind of it's young. You know what I mean? It's like
yeah, we make you retire. You don't have to say like it's time for you now.
Yeah, I know.
There's a couple would mention, but no names mentioned.
You know, there's some guys now they can drop the soap and actually
You
just
don't
go.
need to be signing anymore.
That's terrible.
Stop by it.
Let's talk about the game, you know what I mean? From an OG's perspective, and you see all the kids do their own thing, being a judge also on the hustle.
Yeah.
With the wave going on right now, would you say that hip-hop is about bars, or hip-hop has introduced a totally different dimension to the game, and that's amazing from your view? Where we at?
You know what? I've realized one thing, that all these hang-ups that some of us have, these kids don't have, bro. Like these like underground, you know, bars, trap.
Yeah.
They don't have these hang-ups. It's like, oh, okay, the kids got bars, cool. Okay, the kids swaggy, the kids got like flavor. Okay, you know what I mean? It's like no one really, at least the guys coming up, they don't really, they don't see it like we do, you know. So I'm careful to not burden them with our hang-ups. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That said, I come from a specific place that I have to be honest that I have to be, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
as far as I'm concerned, this is what a rapper is. This is what hip hop is to me, you know what I mean? A lot of what's happening now still lives in that because the DNA is the same.
I was about to bring up the DNA of hip-hop, but it's all about the ciphers. It's, you know, that's where you get your stripes.
Yeah, no doubt. Indeed. But like, you know, Nasty wasn't in those ciphers.
Yeah.
He can spit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot of artists out here. I feel like NT's dope. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you know, if you listen to his album, you hear tracks that where you're like, wow, that's a great verse.
Yeah.
And I'm saying these are not cypher MCs, but like these are dope MCs. And I'm saying that, you know, no, we don't always go to the same school, but I think as long as you arrive at a place where you're like, okay, check.
Okay.
Check.
You're mentioning one or two people, ne? And I want you to be 100% honest now. You've been in the rap, the game then. You're in the game now.
Right.
Can you really say you're happy with the game right now? Not yours, generally the hip hop game. Are you happy with it? And where it is right now?
I wasn't happy with it back when I was coming up.
Okay.
And you know,
What were your reasons then? Tell us
my
more.
reasons then were, you know, we're not national. We're not a force to be reckoned with as far as like commercial, as
Okay.
far as like, you know what I mean? Whereas I look at it now and I'm like, yo, we are like leading urban culture. You know what I mean? So I'm happy about that. But as far as the value system is different now, and I don't always ride with the value system. You know what I mean? And again, it's not. Maybe some of these things are unavoidable because think about it: a 16-year-old, a 17-year-old can literally present music to YFM now.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He has the means and the, you know what I mean? The technology has gone to a place where a 16-year-old can present a workable material to you guys.
Absolutely.
So how are you expecting a 16-year-old to operate like a proper musician? Because they're out now, right? So they're gonna make mistakes, public mistakes. We're gonna judge them. We're gonna, you know what I mean? We're gonna be like, these kids are kids. You know what I mean? Whereas with us, we didn't have the kind of magnifying glass that, you know what I mean, that people are looking at these kids through. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was in the corner somewhere developing.
We've got social media now though.
Exactly. But
Which makes it that much harder.
it makes it much harder as far as like just being able to find a space for yourself to develop, to understand what media is, to understand. So kids just literally come out and they say dumb things and we judge them for that. And it's like, you know, so that value system, I feel like that value system that says, yo, there's craft to this thing. This thing took time to build. Someone went through some school. You know,
Respect it.
Dog, people like Keenan have gone through a school, bro.
Yeah,
you know
a
what I
lot.
mean? Like, you know what I mean, Casper, you went through a school as far as like, you know, the double HP, all these guys, Cooley, they all went through a school, you know? And now you literally find like someone's got a hit and they're in already, you know what I mean? And that's why it's Stogie T, because Stogie is another word for cigar. And cigar, it typically takes 6 or 7 years for a cigar to go from seed to in your mouth, right?
Yeah.
So that whole process, you know, I mirror that process. You know what I mean? It resonates with me.
Don't
I
the
like
youngin' come into my mouth.
I like that. I like that. Now, I like the fact that you bring up the fact that there's a process, you know, in the game, and a whole lot of rappers that are, you know, that are making it right now. They had to go through a lot to get to the level that they are. And now we see a lot of rappers, you know, like Flex, who decided to turn down the offer after winning the hustle. A lot of youngins are becoming bosses and heading up their own labels. But then we see guys that have been in the game for a minute. KO started his own thing, and then it fell apart, and now he's signed to a big label like Sony. Which brings me to the question I want to ask you. When you look at what these labels are doing, especially most labels, how they're handling artists, on your end, would you say that it's better to be independent, or big labels are still prevalent in this day?
Depends what you want. It really depends on the artist and what you want. Those things, they offer different things, and also what kind of artist are you? I think that, like, you know, someone, I mean, I want maybe not mention names, but if you're industrious, if you're like the kind of guy who hustles, you're heavy on the socials, you grind, you're able to, then I would say, yo, you could probably work yourself as an independent artist to a point where you're like, yo, you're able to, you know what I mean, to be sustainable. If you're the kind of guy who's like, yo, I make music, I'm a musician, I'm a creative, then maybe you need the cushion of a label to say, look, you know, they'll push you, they'll take care of all that other stuff, you know. Of course, there's more get back if you're independent, if you control the rights to your music, if you control the rights to your publishing. If you do hit a lick, you know what I mean? It's all going to come to you. You know what I mean? So that is the most ideal. But again, you have to be honest with yourself, your grind, your hustle, your level of ambition. And if you ain't built like that, you know, don't just do it because that's what's in style. You know what I mean? I think so. It all depends on what. There's definitely value that a major can offer. There's definitely value that an independent, you know, situation can offer. And I think it's very unfair to just kind of look at, you know, specific things and go, oh, do you see these labels that came up and they fell apart? You're like, yo, come on, be honest, man. Let's really investigate the thing. Don't just say it because, okay, it's, you know, it's on trend to say, see, an artist can't run a label. Don't do that, because yo, we broke Reason, we broke Ricky. You know what I mean? Like the, you know, so it's you know, it's
all right.
Let's let it sink in. Yo, you brought up that Ricky situation. We ain't gonna talk about that. Are you guys cool? Are you breaking bread again?
Yeah, no, yo, we're all good, man. Like, I mean, that's the thing, man. That's why we sign contracts, bro. You know what I mean? Because those things are not. It's not for fashion, man. We sign those things so we can protect each other. You feel me? We're cool to a certain level, but then you must protect yourself. You're not gonna come to work without any kind of security, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they'll go, you know what? We don't like you today. Bye. You know what I mean? You gotta protect yourself. That's all.
It's crazy because we've had artists in the studio that told us that they were signed to some massive labels, but there was no contract to it. Hence, they just said we out. You know what I mean? So it's another conversation we'll have. But we still got Stogie in the studio. If you got any questions that you'd like to ask him, feel free to send them our way. It is at YFM on all the socials, or just hit us up on 011-772-992. Yo, man, so off air we're talking about you know what happened out in America, where I Love Monken, you know, came out the game and said, yo, I'm gay, and a whole lot of people that he thought were their friends decided to pull back a little bit, because hip-hop has always been deemed about an industry that's very masculine, an industry that's just very tough, and, you know, homies that are supposedly gay cannot represent hip-hop. Do you think in a space in South Africa, if a rapper had to come out right now and say that I'm gay, the industry will pull back? How do you think the game is at the moment to accept a person who come out and say, yo, I'm gay?
I mean, crazy. I mean, amazing question, but crazy considering that, you know, the South African music awards were hosted by an openly gay man. Yeah. Or, you know what I mean? It's like you'd think that in a space like that, where, you know, we're very familiar with, like, you know, openly gay, you know, people in public spaces and also in entertainment, that it wouldn't be a thing, you know. I don't know. I think that it is incredibly still masculine. I think you can use the female example as just like a, you know, where women are still kind of boxed in a space where they either hella feminine or hella masculine. You know what I mean? It's like there's no real like.
And it's also catch-22 amongst the girls as well, because they'd always say we want to be recognized as MCs and not female MCs. And then when they go up against the guys, then they want to be recognized as female MCs as opposed to MCs as a whole. So it's such a catch-22 because at the end of the day, I am what I am. I'm a woman, and you need to recognize that. But also when we're spitting, I need you to understand that I'm dope, and give me recognition based on that.
I think in this space, you know, this is the best time. I feel this is the best time to be yourself. If you look at the game right now, right?
That's true.
The amount of stuff that just you guys, like the stuff you guys play. Look at the range, like of the type of artists. It's like it ranges from like a Keenan to like Zakwe. You know what I mean? Zakwe is not like a sex symbol. I'm not like, you know what I mean? But it's like it ranges from all types of, you know what I mean? Even the content is different. So I feel like just be sincere to yourself, to who you are. I mean, you know, I remember what's the dude name from Seattle or Cleveland, the white dude. He did that song about gay love.
I see him.
Macklemore. Yeah, Macklemore did that song, and it was embraced. You know what I mean? It was embraced. I mean, you know, you look at Lil Uzi Vert. You know, his cover has got like all these kind of like different. Yeah. You know what I mean? And we're in that era, guys. You know what I mean? Where one of us is related to someone who's gay or has. You know what I mean? So it's, you know,
just come on, do you, man.
Yeah. Let's quickly answer these questions on Facebook before you go away. Jonathan Daba on Facebook says, at Tumi, if you had to do a collaboration album with an SA hip hop artist, who would you work with and why?
I don't know. Tumi wouldn't work with anyone because I'm Stogie.
Oh snap! Oh snap! What you know, man? Let's take it to Stogie and get it right. Let's pick the brand here. Stogie. Who would you work with?
You still gonna ask that question? Let me answer that question like this with a little anecdote. So a friend of mine owed me money, right? Yeah. And he was like, yo, I owe you like 150, bro. So he, you know, he starts to count these 20s, and I say, yo, bro, you gonna put those 20s with these 200s?
Oh, so incomparable. While we're there, Shepherd Nube says, at Tumi, why did Tumi split with the volume?
Okay, I'll answer that. We didn't split. We literally, well, you know, I'm fortunate enough to have kept my friends. It wasn't like a, you know, all beef. You know, we loved each other's company. We just hated the music.
Okay.
We weren't vibing anymore. It was like the music sounded stale to us. So we're like, yo, let's move on.
It was the 20s and the 200s, man.
Dad, we got to promo that. You know what I mean? Like, you can't be out here telling us that we're competition with the 20s. We're the 200s, last number, son. Check your numbers. Award nominator drive show in the building.
Guys.
Before we let you go, man, anything you want to promo, get it out there?
Bro, reason I'm here, man. I'm at Lyric Theater this Saturday with an amazing, incredible like hip hop jazz band called Rebirth of Cool. You know, I'm doing like if you've never seen an MC with a live band, if you've never seen that kind of thing, you know, done properly and you know done to its fullest potential, yo, come check out Stogie T with Rebirth of Cool at the Lyric Theater this Saturday. You know what I mean? Compy tickets out there, and you know, come vibe, man.
Nice
it's
one.
Gonna be a thing. We got MT, got Young out there, got the folks out there.
Yo, my phone is buzzing right now.
And our person,
and Villain says also 2nd of September. I know I'm also gonna be there out in Soweto.
Of course,
you're gonna be there also.
Lives of the Villain, of course. Zone 6. You know, shout out to the homie, of course. The plug is real. You know, I met Villain, you know, on tour, man. You know, I love his vibe, bro. He's like. He reminds me of me, man. You know, different genres, but the passion and you know what I mean. He's incredible, bro.
Social media handles?
So yeah, shout out. At Tumi Molekane on Twitter. Nice, that's the old one. Stogie _T on Instagram. Tumi in the volume. StogieT.com. All that, you know. Cool. Get at me, man.
I would try to get a 16 right now, but I'm looking at the time. Producer says we can get one. Can we get a 16?
20 years in the coma. You can hear it in my old stuff. I'm a better me on my 3rd degree, still burning them with no diplomas. Niggas showing off their old whips. Drove that back in 06. down to my township guys, cause it's only good enough for donuts. Had your babe posted in my Range Rover like a bed so. Hey, nigga! Hold on, nigga! Hold on!
What did you say? Homies out here driving. Oh no!